and they mention Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come down to them. نزلت عليهم الملائكة وحفتهم السكينة. The stability, the tranquility of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be surrounded by them. وذكرهم الله في من عنده. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention us in a better group of people, the angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will mention you in front of Jibreel and Mikael and Israfil. Allah would say, "O Muhammad, O Aisha, they are sitting down now in New South Wales University mentioning me at this time." Why did we come here? Why did we come to this place? Is it because of we are friends? Inshallah, we are brothers in humanity. But we can meet each other outside. We can meet each other outside in the courtyard or McDonald's or whatever. Why did you come to this place? Because you want Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to mention you. This is the devotion, the sincerity with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And also, al-amal bihaqq shahadatayn. To put all of the prerequisites of La ilaha illallah and Muhammad Rasulullah. If you believe that La ilaha illallah, then you worship only La ilaha illallah. You worship only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Whenever you hear the muaddin saying Allahu Akbar, whatever you are doing in this particular time, you should stop it, because if you will carry on doing this thing, that means you worship this thing, you're not worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Someone who's looking at the TV, a movie for example in the TV, and it's time for prayer, and he delay the prayer, he put off the prayer. Why? Because he just wants to see. So he's worshiping one. Who is he worshiping? He is worshiping the movie. He is not at this particular time worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the prayer is for a specific time and the specific location of the day. Also, when you say Muhammad Rasulullah, it is by following all of the actions, all of the traditions, all of the sunnah, all of the commands of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you hear that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Do not do this," you shouldn't be doing it. Why? Because if you do it, you will violate the commands of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When you say the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam say, "Do this," you must do it. Whatever people will say about you. When you hear that the Prophet ﷺ says, the Prophet ﷺ used to have a bead, you must have a bead. Why? Because the bead is one of the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ, and he mentioned 10 hadiths in that action. When you hear that the Prophet ﷺ said, for his women, they must cover their bodies, you cover your body as a woman. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do this, so you are following the commands. You are in harmony, in concordance with the globe, with everything around you. No one of us can deny the importance of the guidance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man needs guidance. Woman needs guidance. So where is this guidance? Where should we take this guidance from? Is it from the universities? It's not from the universities. Is it from the houses? It's not from the houses. Is it from the nature? The mother nature? It's not from the mother nature. It's only by one thing, the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who sent it to us. If you are going to buy a washing machine, the first thing that you look for is the instruction book, the manual book. Why? Because of this manual book you can operate this machine. And the instruction book of the human beings is the Quran. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows His creation, and He descended the Quran with them in order to operate the proper way. Those people who excluded Quran from their lives, who are not reading Quran, who are not abiding by the rules of the Quran, they are away from everything. They are in contradictions of everything around them. They don't know what's the end of this life. They don't know why they are hurrying in this life. That's why Allah says in the Quran, "Inhum illa kal an'ami bal hum adall." They are like the animals, the herds, and also in a lower position of those animals, because the animals mentions Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says in the Quran, وَإِن مِّن شَيْءٍ إِلَّا يُسَبِّحُ بِحَمْدِهِ. There is nothing in the universe that does not glorify Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and says subhanallah. Even the animals. But those disbelievers, those who associate partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they don't do it. So they are in a position lower than the position of the animals. So this is the first sign of the sound heart, which is ikhlas al-amal lillah, the devotion and the sincerity for the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The second one is al-muhafadha ala salah, to keep the prayer all the time, to pray 5 times a day. Whatever happens to you, you must pray 5 times a day. the Prophet ﷺ said, العهد الذي بيننا وبينهم الصلاة فمن تركها فقد كفر. The pledge, the contract between us and them, between Muslims and non-Muslims, is the prayer. Whoever abandons the salah, whoever does not pray, he is not Muslim anymore. He is a blasphemous. He committed something that does not belong to the Muslims. فَمَنْ تَرَكَهَا فَقَدْ كَفَرَ. The problem is that nowadays, most of the Muslims nowadays, when they listen to this hadith, they say, oh no, this is a very strong hadith. That does not apply on us. And I've heard this thing so many times from brothers and sisters in lectures like this. And I ask them, do you pray? They say, yes. 5 times a day? No, sometimes. When I go to my work, it's difficult to pray. When I get back home later in the day, I'm very tired. Sometimes I pray, and sometimes I leave them to the Friday. What do you do on the Friday? I go to the mosque and I pray as much as I can. Do you know better than the Prophet ﷺ? Do you know better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who commanded us to pray 5 times a day? Wallahi, we don't know better than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Praying 5 times a day will keep you connected with the laws of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Will keep you all the time with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you say that it's difficult to pray 5 times a day, 5 times a day, wallahi, you are not lying. All of us, we are lying, because it's not difficult. At the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they used to pray when they were in the battles, in the wars. They used to pray, and there is a special salah, the prayer of the fear. It was mentioned in the Quran. How can the Prophet ﷺ and his companions pray when they are in the battle, when they are fighting people? So what about us in our homes? At our ease, even inside the classes, even in our homes, even in our works, we can pray. We can find just a couple of minutes to pray. Our prayer nowadays is not like the prayer of Aisha and Umar radiallahu anhu and Abu Bakr and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They used to spend so much long time praying. We just, pray within a couple of minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes as maximum. So we can find 5 minutes for someone who wants to smoke, but we don't find 5 minutes for someone who wants to open a broadband connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A direct connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Feel it and enjoy it. When you come to the prayer, stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say, Allahu Akbar. I'm establishing a connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not just a movement that I do. If you want to purify your heart, as the Prophet ﷺ did, feel it. Stand in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and say Allahu Akbar. Then think about every single word that you say in your prayer. This is the way you will be connected with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once you finish this prayer, think about the next prayer. Once I finish the Dhuhr prayer, where should I pray Asr? Where should I Maghrib? Where should I pray Isha? This is the true connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why it was mentioned, this is why it was mentioned in the hadith, وَانْتِظَارُ الصَّلَاةِ بَعْدَ الصَّلَاةِ فَذَلِكُمُ الرِّبَاطِ فَذَلِكُمُ الرِّبَاطِ. Waiting the prayer until it finishes, then another prayer until it finishes. This is the ribat. This is fighting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you fight yourself. You are educating yourself. Inna salata tanha 'anil fahsha wal munkar. Salah, abandon all of the bad actions and deeds. So this is the implication of the verse. Another implication of the verse is that the one who does not pray is full of fahsha and munkar, is full of bad action and deeds. So it's crucially important to maintain 5 times of praying every day, whatever happens to you. The one who is sick must pray. The one who is traveling must pray. The one who is dying also must pray. If he can pray, he must pray. That's why Umar radiallahu anhu, after he was stabbed in the mosque, he got into a coma. Then at Salat al-Asr, he got awake from that coma. The first word he said, did I pray Asr or not? Because his heart was attached with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He knew that this time is for Asr. The first thing that he has to do, he's going to die after a minute, and the first thing that he must do is the prayer. So he asked about the prayer. And the third thing is to compete in the matters of the Day of Judgment. Allah mentioned in the Quran, one of the characteristics of those good people who will go to the paradise, that إِنَّهُمْ كَانُوا يُسَارِعُونَ لِلْخَيْرَاتِ. They used to rush with each other. They used to enter into a marathon with each other to doing the good things.